Let's talk a little bit about the types of venting you may have. Soffit venting. Soffits are on the underside of the eaves. You'll see soffits with little small holes in them. And that's what the air goes into. So make sure you don't block those. Many times flippers will come in and spray paint everything and they'll clog up those holes. And that's certainly something to look for. Ridge vent, that's going to be in the peak of the roof. Number 3, gable vents. Gable vents are going to be on the end. So if you have a straight gable roof with the normal peak, then you have a gable vent on each end. That can be effective on smaller footprint houses. It doesn't work real well for a house that's a little longer, just because the air doesn't get through it. Unless you have just a baseline, super, straight line wind, it's hardly going to get from one side to the other, at least not effectively. And even then, it really doesn't get down into the eaves of the attic. It tends to stay higher in the attic and the center of the attic more than the eaves. And then you have roof turbines or box vents. Box vents were very popular in the 80s and 90s. These basically just look like a square up on your roof. You'll see them many times. They're about 2 feet apart. You'll have 4 or 6 of them on an attic, and that can be effective. It does provide more avenues for moisture entry, we have found, and they're not as effective as a ridge vent. A ridge vent is the most effective. And then roof turbines. And this is kind of a circular type device that comes out of your roof, and as the heat rises, it will spin. The heat rising causes it to spin, and that draws air out of your attic. This is sometimes done in attics that are very difficult to ventilate, that have a lot of twists and turns. Maybe a ridge vent is not practical for what we need, and so that can help. And then finally, you have powered attic fans. Powered attic fans are connected to either a switch or a thermostat that controls the switch or controls the humidity and the heat. So when the heat gets too hot or the humidity gets too high, it will kick on and draw air out. These are debatable in their effectiveness. It puts the home under negative pressure, so it's sucking more air from the interior living surfaces. So like air conditioning and things is going to be drawn up into the attic. And so that's not as efficient as what you would like.